Hello friends, this is Rashmi Singh. Welcome to my channel Unraveling Science. Today's topic is our environment, class 10, chapter 13. Environment. Environment refers to the surrounding of an organism where it thrives. The environment includes our physical surroundings like air or atmosphere, water bodies, soil, and all the other organisms such as plant, animal, human beings, microorganism, etc. Ecosystem. An ecosystem is a self-contained unit of the living things like plant, animals, and decomposers, and their non-living environment like soil, air, and water. In an ecosystem, energy and matters are continuously exchanged between living and non-living components. An ecosystem can be both natural or man-made. Examples of natural ecosystem are grassland, forest, sea, river, desert, mountain, pond, lake, etc. And man-made ecosystems are garden, crop field, park, aquarium, etc. The desert, grassland, and mountain represents the terrestrial or land-based ecosystem, and the ponds, river, lakes, and sea represents the aquatic or water-based ecosystem. So you can see ecosystem is of two types, natural and artificial. Natural can be terrestrial like grassland, forest, and desert, and aquatic can be freshwater or marine ecosystem. Components of ecosystem. There are two components of an ecosystem. First is biotic component. All the living components such as plants, animals, bacteria, fungi, etc. form biotic components. It includes three types of organisms. First is producers. All green plants, blue-green algae can produce their food from inorganic substances through photosynthesis, and therefore all green plants are called producers or autotrophs. Then consumers. It includes all the animals which depend on producers directly or indirectly for their food. Consumers are divided into following groups. First, herbivores. Plant-eating organisms are herbivorous like goat and deer. Then carnivores. Flesh-eating organisms are called carnivores like tiger, crocodile, etc. Then omnivores. Organisms eating both plants and animals are called omnivores like human. Then parasites. Organisms that live on the body of another organism and take nutrition from it are called parasites. Example, lice and cuscuta. Then decomposers. It includes organisms which decomposes the dead plants and animal. Example, bacteria, fungi. They help in the replenishment of natural resources. Second is abiotic component. All the non-living components such as air, water, land, sunlight, temperature, etc. form the abiotic components. Food chain. The sequence of living organism in the community in which one organism consumes another organism to transfer food energy is called food chain. You can see the different food chains here. Characteristics of food chain. There is a unidirectional flow of energy from producers to consumers. There are generally 3 to 4 trophic levels. It is always straight. Organism can occupy different trophic levels in different food chain. A 10% law is followed in the energy transfer, which is given by Raymond Lidman. This law states that only 10% of energy is transferred from one tropic level to another tropic level. The remaining 90% will be used by the present tropic level in different processes, and therefore there are usually 3 to 4 tropic levels in a food chain. As you can see here, how the 10% energy is transferred to the next tropic levels. Food web. Interconnection of food chain is known as food web. It shows how food chains are interdependent. You can see a food web picture here. Characteristics of food web. Food webs are never straight as they are formed by the interlinking of food chains. Food webs provide alternative pathway of food availability. If the particular species is destroyed, the predator can feed on an alternate species. Food web increases ecosystem stability. Trophic levels. It refers to the various levels in the food web as per the flow of energy. The different trophic levels are: first trophic level is of producers, second is of primary consumers, that are herbivores, third is of secondary consumers, small carnivores, and the fourth trophic level is of tertiary consumers, that are large carnivores. Pyramid of trophic levels. It is a graphical representation. It starts with producers. It is of 3 types. First is pyramid of numbers. It gives the number of organisms present at each trophic level. It can be upright or inverted. You can see in the picture here. Second is pyramid of biomass. It gives the biomass of each trophic level and could be upright or inverted, as you can see here in this picture. Third is pyramid of energy. It is always upright as it shows the flow of energy from one trophic level to the next trophic level, as shown in this picture. The flow of energy between the trophic levels. The flow of energy is unidirectional, that is in only one direction. Terrestrial plant takes about 1% of the sun's energy and change it to chemical energy. A great deal of energy is lost as heat is used for digestion, doing work, growth, reproduction, etc. An average of 10% of the food eaten is turned into its own body and made available for the next level of the consumers. Food chains are mainly of 3 to 4 trophic levels because of the 10% law. The number of producers is maximum and the number of reduces in subsequent trophic levels. Food webs are more common as compared to isolated food chains. Biological magnification can be observed. Biological magnification. The increase in the concentration of harmful chemical substances like pesticides in the body of the living organism at each trophic levels of food chain is called biological magnification. As you can see, the grass has 10 parts per million of DDT, whereas the deer eating grass has 200 ppm DDT and lion eating deer has 5000 ppm DDT. You can also see here that the mercury concentration keeps on increasing as we go towards the upper or the higher levels or trophic levels. How do our activities affect the environment? Changes in the environment affect us and our activities change the environment around us. This led to the slow degradation of the environment that rose many environmental problems like depletion of ozone layer and waste disposal. Ozone layer. It is a protective blanket around the earth which absorbs most of the harmful UV or ultraviolet radiations of the sunlight, thus protecting living beings from many health hazards such as skin cancer, cataract, etc. Ozone layer is present at higher levels of atmosphere, that is stratosphere, and it is deadly poison at ground level. Formation of ozone molecule. The high energy UV radiation breaks down oxygen molecules into free oxygen atoms. And these oxygen atoms then combine with oxygen molecule to form ozone molecule. Depletion of ozone layer. The thickness of the ozone layer over Antarctica was found to be decreased in the year 1985. This is defined as ozone depletion. This is due to the excessive use of chlorofluorocarbons in refrigerators, ACs, and aerosols, etc. Thinning of the ozone would allow penetration of ultraviolet rays in Earth's atmosphere, causing blindness, skin cancer, and mutations. In 1987, United Nations Environmental Programme signs an agreement to limit the use of CFCs. Garbage disposal. Improvements in lifestyle have resulted in accumulation of large amount of waste material. There are two types of garbage material. First is biodegradable waste. These are the substances which can be decomposed by the action of microorganisms like fruit and vegetable peels, cotton, jute, dung, paper, etc. Second is non-biodegradable waste. These are the substances which cannot be decomposed by the action of microorganisms like plastic, polythene, metal, synthetic fibers, radioactive waste, pesticides, etc. Microorganisms release enzymes which decomposes the material, but these enzymes are specific in their action, and that's why enzymes cannot decompose all the materials. Methods of waste removal. First is biogas plant. Biodegradable waste can be used in biogas plant to produce biogas and manure. Second, sewage treatment plant. The drain water can be cleaned in sewage treatment plant before adding it to the river. Third is land fillings. The waste are buried in low-lying areas and are compacted by rolling with bulldozers. Fourth, compositing. Organic waste are filled in the compact pit and covered with the layer of soil. After about 3 months, garbage changes into manure. Last is recycling. Non-biodegradable waste are recycled to make new items. Thanks for watching. Please do like, share and subscribe.